First album's a funny one because you draw on every song you've ever had. You have the liberty of kind of being able to take things from when you were a kid, even like the very first songs you wrote. And that first project that you come out with, it feels like such a big deal because I guess every experience you've ever had has to go into it, and everything you've ever sort of felt and all that has to go into it, and you somehow have to try and create this balanced thing. And so for me, I was like really determined to make a first album that wasn't just the best songs I had all lumped in together. I wanted it to have a proper narrative. I wanted it to be an actual project that moved together and actually like where the track list was genuinely important to the story. And I think as I've put it together, I've realized that that narrative is like maybe like people will actually see that in it, I hope, instead of it being like this super cryptic thing. So yeah, I'm just excited. I mean, I guess there is. I always try and like sort of preface that with just like, I did a podcast in London called Hip Hop Saved My Life, and I was like so nervous doing it because I was like, I'm gonna be found out here for like, and also like as an Irish singer-songwriter, like I never try and like claim to be something I'm not. I'm just an admirer, you know, of that genre and of the talent. I think what has always appealed to me in singer-songwriters and poets and stuff is just super potent in rap and hip-hop, and it's just storytelling, I guess, and that's why I warm to it so much. And if there's any influence of it on the record, I think it's just a production thing. It's just a way in which my sound has maybe developed from being influenced by that over the last couple of years and how much I listen to it. I wrote this song a while back, like maybe a year and a half ago in London, and so the situation I wrote it in was very different to the one I'm in now, but it's still one I can relate to. And for me, it was basically my effort to console somebody and to provide some level of comfort to somebody who kind of feels overwhelmed by things. And like, rather than being in a bad patch and you know it's going to get better, that feeling when you're like in a bad patch, you don't know when things are going to kind of work out. And regardless of what my scenario was with that, everybody can relate to that on some level. And so that was kind of, I guess, it's that lovely thing where you write a song that's personal, but it can it can work with a lot of people, and it can relate, like a lot of people can relate to that feeling regardless of what my specific thing was. I never had any rules with writing a song. I never kind of thought like, oh, maybe I should write about this today, maybe I should do this or try and write this type of song. I literally had never done that in my whole life. And then I was in a studio and we said, why don't we start with the key line, like with the core of the song. Like we started with that line, Power Over Me, and built out from there, which was a really interesting challenge because then you have the core message, and so you need to make everything else make sense with that. And so that was that challenge, because I've always been like, oh, if a lyric happens to show up in my head, I'll just do that and then follow on from that and see how that makes me feel. But I never thought if anything was a verse or a chorus. I just never did. And so yeah, I suppose I should do it more often. Yeah, the busking, playing in the street's a mad thing, but it's like, it helps a lot, like in terms of how you control your voice, in terms of not being afraid to open your case and play songs to people whether they care or not. It's huge for that, I think. And so yeah, it's like, it's very, very hard, I find, to play Coachella or play Glastonbury or play, like we played Brixton in London, it was 5,000 people, and like even regardless of the capacity, the room is just insane, and I find it hard to like let those moments sink in, you know what I mean? Because you play that and then you're gone and you play somewhere else the next day, and you get very little time to sort of really feel it and let it sort of take over. And yeah, but it's quite a surreal thing. Like there's certain moments where you just try and kind of like really take it in and like take it, sort of make sure you've got that memory locked in, but it's hard. Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more videos from your favorite artist. And while you're here, check out these other videos.